Does your D&D character have a secret they're keeping? Why are they keeping it? And how long are they going to keep it?
That's the question we're going to hopefully answer today.
Yeah, we're going to chat about characters and secret keeping in D&D and RPGs. Hi, we're Laura, Love, and Loot. I'm Emry.
And I'm Tyler.
And we love chatting about all things D&D and RPGs and gaming. And
we're here talking about secrets today.
I love keeping character secrets.
Yes.
This is the premise of this episode, is to deal with maybe my issues or addictions with character secrets.
It's come up a bunch. You like characters with secrets. You like reveals. You like something kind of juicy about your character that you can eventually reveal to the party in some big, usually dramatic way.
Yeah.
And like secrets.
So right before we started recording, Tyler was like, "Oh yeah, why?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, because it's fun. But it's a hard question."
Yeah. Why do you like character secrets?
I had to think about it because I think I like the story beat of the reveal. I like the little bit of drama that it gives. I like the fun at the table when maybe the players know that my character has a secret, but their characters don't know that yet. And the fun with that, and not pushing that too far, because that can be also annoying. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I think for me, it's the story beat of a good reveal.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and you think in a lot of media, whether it's movies, whether it's books, whatever those things are, a lot of times we as the players or as the watchers, we already kind of know the secrets in a sense. Like they're revealed ahead of time. Sometimes not in books. There's a good reveal later, but we kind of know. So it's a medium where you really get to surprise people quite a bit, right? So when you get
the plot twist,
right? Yeah, and that comes from a DM side too. But we're focusing a little more on the player side of things today. And some secrets can be pretty good.
So we wanted to talk about kind of the two ways that you can develop a secret for your character. And I think these are primarily player-driven or DM-driven secrets. Yeah. So when I'm creating my backstory, I've created something that is secret, something she's running from, something she's trying to gain, something, the dark hidden secret, right?
Yeah. You almost said every character's got a secret. Not everybody, because this is not for everyone. I have made characters. I have played as a player sometimes. And I don't think I've made a lot of secrets. We were talking about this a little earlier with a little bit of prep, but my very first character was a farmer.
Yeah.
And the only secret he had was that he was he was a farmer. Because we were playing as don't be a farmer. Oh, the worst thing. No, he was going to be an Eldritch Knight because they were starting at a little later. I was jumping in at level 6. We already had this, but the only secret he had was something he didn't know about why he was getting some of these powers. It was small, but his character himself that I made he was just a farmer. Yeah, he really didn't have a secret. Yeah, really, right? And I think most of the characters I made didn't have secrets. So it's not that I don't like them, because from the DM side, I like playing with people's secrets and having some fun with those. But you like to make characters that I don't think I could think of a character that didn't have one. Maybe one?
No, I think
they all had, So you like your secrets.
I do.
So
and I've made mistakes with those secrets before.
Sure,
and I've made, I call it growth for developing those secrets and like when and how to sprinkle them in the table. And then I'm still making mistakes with my current table and my current character with secret keeping, and I'm going, well, why is that important to be secret? Like when we were developing this, I was thinking about like, oh yeah, well she has so many secrets. And I was like, but why is that one important to be a secret? Or why does that, like, maybe start opening up the flow. And we'll talk about that a little bit later about like the negativity of keeping a secret too long or having too many secrets. But my why would be for good story, for good storytelling. That's all I ever want from D&D.
Yeah, it could just be some
good
fun
storytelling. So as a player, I can develop a character by writing it into my backstory. Something has happened. I need something. I want something. Whatever that is. You've also developed a system where you, the DM, give your players a secret at the beginning of the game in session 0.
Yeah. Right, and I would say those are kind of our two types that I think we can, if we narrow them down there, they work a little differently. Where you've got your character secrets, right? Something the players made, and it's theirs to keep for the most part. And we've learned this along the ways that generally I, as the DM, I'm probably not going to touch that one. That one is just yours to reveal, or if you want to have some kind of back and forth with it, or like, could you potentially, make sure we go to my hometown so that secret could be revealed at some point, right? Like, there could be some communication there, but really that's yours to reveal when you're ready, right? And then that second one, like you mentioned, is now between us, a DM and player.
Yes.
Whether that is, like I said, cards that I use to give a theme to some kind of a secret that I give you a little bit of a write-up and say, this about the world, but I don't give you everything.
Yeah. And if you want to see more on what Tyler does at Session 0 to assign us secrets, you can check out our Session 0 episode. But you basically you let us have a choice of like, if we want it to be
a person or a faction or an object that you have or are looking for. So I let you theme the secret, and then we pull a card that also gives more theme to that secret. I kind of write it up and then go, okay, well, this is what you know. Yeah. And then it will come up eventually. Maybe the player starts to look for that thing, or they can choose to make advances towards figuring out the secret, or I will slowly sprinkle that in, and you'll go, wait, I know a thing about that. Secret. Yeah. Right? So.
And I think, communication with your DM and your table is important. You have to have trust at your table in order to play the secrets game. If you can't trust them to not metagame and know your secret, or if they can't trust you to not be keeping information that they need from them, and then your DM and you need to understand who's sharing what information when. Because I'll share. We ran into a situation.
So tell me about your character.
Yes. So I built a character with a secret. She was the head of an underground organization. And we started this campaign like on the run. And that organization had been obliterated. And I didn't want anyone to know that I was the head of that organization. I wanted like a fresh start. Nobody knows. And if that secret comes up, that's a really fun character beat to be like, oh, let's talk about this organization. And like me not mentioning that maybe I ran it. That was all fun imagined in my head. Yep. Unfortunately.
I didn't get that memo.
No, I didn't tell him any of that. My brain made up this elaborate plan and an elaborate thing of how this was going to play out. And Tyler informed everybody Session 1 that my character was the head of this organization.
Yeah, in a story way, like
absolutely.
In session. We actually started with two sets of two characters separate. They had one session and they came together. Yeah. And in the other two players' first session, they were going through the aftermath of what happened to this guild. Yeah. And found out through that this character was actually the former head of this guild. And I thought, okay, great way to tie the players together. And little did I know that was a player secret that she would like to reveal eventually.
Yes.
Right? Keep that little secret from the other characters that she's with.
And so that just, it wasn't like I was mad or anything. It was D&D and it played out and it was what it was. But I remember being like disappointed that it wasn't going to get to like be this big like, a reveal moment. Yeah. And so that now we talk more when I make secrets as a character to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, you just separate the types of secrets, right? Like that was one that, I let come up. Maybe there's little pieces of rumors that come up about this guild leader and stuff. And again, it's her choice to reveal when she thinks it's ready, right? When you're ready for it.
That's the next point in talking about all this, is that the reveal is necessary. Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're keeping a secret in a D&D campaign is not revealing their character or not revealing their secret when enough evidence or story or plot point expects it to be so.
Yeah, you can really hold on to it, right? It's like, oh no, it hasn't cooked long enough. It hasn't like gained enough, teeth. It hasn't been around. I'm not ready, kind of thing. And you really hold back, even though, maybe the other characters are kind of pressing you, like, okay, we know something's up. And then maybe it's that time.
I can't tell you. My horrible backstory.
Right, like the more information you give out, and again, we're talking secrets, like you might have information that you probably should share as you go because it's stuff about your character, but the bigger secrets, if you wait too long, you might just miss the opportunity altogether too, and then never is a really good natural time. So if it presents itself, maybe you give part of it even, but if you can, like, give pieces and share it when you can.
Yeah, right? Breadcrumb your secret.
Yeah.
Like leave little moments or beats for your party members to pick up. Little role play crumbs that you could mention a little something around the campfire, and maybe that makes a scene with you and that character or something like that. Just holding onto them so tight, which is a mistake again that I've made in the past, where I was like, it's a secret, I must keep it.
Yeah. And
then I either never revealed it, or B, revealed it in inopportune time because it was just like it never came up. So I was just like, this thing, right? Yeah. So it's you have to reveal.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to it too long.
Yeah. And we're pretty used to at our home table playing longer term campaigns. Yeah. It was kind of the hope, right, that we're going to get as close to 20 as we can and get to those higher points in the game. Yeah. So sometimes you could feel like, well, I've got so much time, it doesn't have to come up right away. But we've also had some campaigns where we were thinking we were going long and it ended up a little sooner because of life or whatever, but then you didn't get a chance to reveal it.
Yeah.
So think about that when you're developing a secret, and then maybe put some thought into, well, what would make sense and when could make sense to reveal it? Because it's getting back to that why you're keeping the secret.
Right? It's for the reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I don't reveal it, then the why is negated.
It was just backstory that never came up then, right?
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Which does happen to some of our backstories too, but
yeah.
And they're going back to the types a little bit. I mean, I had a player that gave me a backstory that was 5 sentences long, and their whole backstory basically was a DM secret with the player. Right. And it was me putting out pieces, and that they enjoyed that. That's what they generally have liked in the past. So you can definitely come up with different ways to do it, right?
It's a spectrum.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah. Right? Someone who give me my secrets, I want them all the time, versus DM secrets. And with the communication piece, like you said, is you can have communication between the player and the DM where it's not scripted necessarily. Mm-hmm. You're not saying, oh, at this moment reveal my secret, and right? Like you still want some secrets between the DM and the players, especially for those DM ones. But you give enough where when something comes up, they'll know that this is a piece for me to bite into, right? And do that if you can, especially if you've worked with your DM to come up with these secrets. Keep in mind what the secret is you developed. Keep some notes, right? Mm-hmm. We've talked about notes in some previous videos as well.
Watch note taking.
Right? Watch that video. This is one of those things to keep notes of. If you have a secret going between you, if there's a name of a person or an item or a something or even a description, keep that in mind, because if it comes up and you completely miss that beat, it's like, well, what did I make that secret for?
That was my crumb.
That was the thing. Like, so if no one takes it, okay, I'll give another crumb later and hopefully they catch it. But watch for the secrets that come up and watch for those little moments that can come up. Yeah.
I want to talk briefly on like kind of a bad secret kind of keeping, in terms of if it's not in my backstory or something like that, it's something, if there's a piece of information that is presented in the game by an NPC to my character. Yeah. And I keep that secret from the group. Yeah. That's a harder secret. Unless it deals directly with my backstory and with my secret, and I know I plan to reveal it at a later time. If there's key information in that scroll, in that message that our group should know, that's not my secret to keep. That seems to be crossing a line of like not sharing information that the whole table should have in order to make informed decisions moving forward.
Yeah. If you get that piece of information, right, you can definitely fall into a trap of whether intentionally or unintentionally keeping that secret, mm-hmm. right? You might just miss that plot point, and I, as a DM again, can give another crumb eventually, but the intent is that the group is going to know, right? Yeah. And then you can use that information to move forward, because again, you're moving plot with all these things, right? Secrets are going to be intended to move plot forward. Mm-hmm. So reveal them, share them, and if you feel like you're someone who might forget if you get that information, but it's not the time to share it yet, maybe make a note. Right?
Or put it to the group. Down. Get them to help you remember that. Like, bring that up later. I need help with this. Yeah. And then another bad secret would be around like items and things like that. Like if you were getting items and not sharing them with the group, or not telling people what they did, or I mean, there's some fun to it. Say there's a cursed item and I don't share that it's cursed, and I'm dealing with that kind of back and forth. But more so like if I have a ring and it has fire resistance on it and I know that, and somebody's like, what does your ring do? Like maybe that doesn't need to be a secret. Yeah. and maybe I don't need to keep it a secret that I have that ring unless it's unless it's a plot point. Like there's some secrets that help story and some secrets that hinder group play. And you don't want to like cross them over.
We've come back to that a couple times now. I guess that is really one of the key things about secrets is be mindful that the secrets you're keeping aren't hurting the game, right? If it's a secret your player has and no one knows and it doesn't really matter technically to anything, that keep it. That's fine, right? But reveal those secrets that matter to the story, right? That move it forward. At some point, I would like to make a video on item secrets now that you bring it up, because we've tried something new with items and identifying and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that at another time, but that's another one that could be like it's a DM secret type, right? Where it's, if it's something cursed, I might keep that from you until the thing comes up. But when it comes up, can you keep that from the players? Yeah, probably.
I feel like that one's like a gray area with items, right? Because it's kind of fun to keep that from the curse, because you might have someone at your table that like wants to fix everything and maybe won't let you play with a cursed item for a bit. And it's kind of fun to play with a cursed item for a bit. Fun storyline, right?
Absolutely.
And so if I can't have my cursed ring that's doing negative things to me and my party, that's maybe disappointing to me as a player, but somebody might want to take that away or fix it if they know it's cursed. And at some point, yes, the reveal is necessary. My character last campaign had a special ring. It did really crappy things for them. At some point, the reveal was necessary that it was the ring doing those things, and then we had to deal with that situation. But me putting the ring on immediately and knowing there was something up with it, nobody at the table metagamed and went like, oh, I got to deal with that ring. That's a problem, right? So
they let it sit.
It's a little messy.
Yeah, like you can sit in that. I'll call it failure for a little bit of the characters, in a sense where they make mistakes and that's okay, and it's fun to figure out eventually how to resolve them, but doesn't always have to be immediately. That was a fun, messy one that caused some problems for the party, but in a good way, right? It was something that was interesting. It was something that you eventually had to figure out and go, well, why is it? What's this ring connected to? And there was plot points.
So I guess that basically sums up. Absolutely. Keep your secrets. Have your secrets. I have a great time with them. You can pry my secrets from my cold dead hands. But you have to reveal them, and you have to make sure they never hinder story. They never hinder the group. They never hinder, and I don't mean the group as in your characters at the table. Sometimes they'll hinder the characters at the table. You don't want to hinder your fellow players at the table with any kind of secret keeping. And we mentioned earlier in the video, but if you want to check out the system that Tyler uses as a DM to give players secrets using some cool tarot cards, you can check out our Session 0 video.
Yes.
And otherwise, we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.